Greetings, dear subscribers and casual listeners of my channel. Many of you might not know this, but The Secrets of Harry Potter is the oldest segment on this channel. Over time, we've managed to uncover dozens of facts that not only align with the films, but even enrich them. Yet for some reason, these details never made it into the movies. And no, these aren't your typical differences you might expect, they're much more subtle. For those of you who are here for the first time, let me explain. This series was primarily created for fans unfamiliar with the books. Enjoy watching. Number 1. A cruel joke. Ron is afraid of spiders. This is as undeniable a fact as the Earth being round. Even little children know this. Naturally, the films didn't overlook Ron's arachnophobia. The scene in Aragog's lair remains etched in fans' memories, not just for the hordes of giant spiders, but also for Rupert Grint's inimitable expressions. Every emotion he conveyed genuine fear and disgust likely resonated with many viewers. Arachnophobia doesn't always need a specific cause. After all, many people fear spiders simply because they're creepy, frightening, and potentially dangerous. But the books did offer an explanation for Ron Weasley's intense fear of these eight-legged creatures. The reason was a prank by Fred, who once turned his younger brother's teddy bear into a giant spider. That horrifying sight evidently left a lasting impression on Ron, causing him genuine psychological trauma. Quote, "When I was 3, I broke Fred's toy broomstick, and he got so mad he turned my teddy bear into a great big hairy spider." Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. And it's likely that this wasn't even one of Fred and George's usual reckless pranks. Considering Fred was only 2 years older than Ron, he would have been about 5 at the time. This means that the magic could have manifested unintentionally, rather than as a deliberate act. Number 2. The odd one out. I think we've all wondered at some point what someone like Mundungus Fletcher was doing in the Order of the Phoenix. Unlike his noble colleagues who are fully committed to stopping Voldemort, this thief, liar, and coward shows no enthusiasm for fighting, let alone risking his life for the greater good. Yet, despite his questionable reputation, Mundungus was not only accepted into the Order, but also entrusted with many of its secrets. So, what motivated this wizard to join the fight against the Dark Lord? Why did the other members tolerate him? And how did it happen that Mundungus, with his shady background, never once betrayed his comrades for personal gain? As is often the case, Albus Dumbledore played a key role here. Once upon a time, he saved this small-time crook from a very big problem, earning Mundungus's deep respect. This respect endured even after Dumbledore's death, ensuring Mundungus's loyalty to the Order. And it must be said, Mundungus proved incredibly valuable. He had connections in the criminal underworld, was an excellent spy, and often brought fresh news to the Order faster than anyone else. Once again, Dumbledore's investment paid off entirely. Quote, "How did he end up in the Order?" Harry asked very quietly. "He's useful," Sirius whispered. "Knows all the crooks. And no wonder, he's one of them. But he's loyal to Dumbledore. Dumbledore saved him once from a big trouble. It's good to have someone like him on our side. He hears things we can't." Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Number 3. The best agent. Let's stay on the topic of the Order of the Phoenix. Tell me, didn't it seem odd to you that Severus Snape knew exactly when and how Harry Potter would be transported? Were the members of the Order so clueless that, even after Snape's betrayal became evident, they didn't think to change their plans? Without Dumbledore, had they become completely helpless? Or maybe Severus had an accomplice who provided him with all the details. My bet is on Mundungus, since it was apparently his idea to use decoys, according to Bill Weasley. Quote, "I know what you're thinking," said Bill. "I've been wondering the same thing myself on the way back here. Why were we betrayed? But Mundungus couldn't have betrayed us. The Death Eaters didn't know about the 7 Harrys. That confused them, didn't it? And you know, the decoy idea was Mundungus's. Harry Potter, and the Deathly Hallows. But let's not rush to false accusations. Of course, no one betrayed the order, and the plan was devised after Snape had already left. So how did he know? The film decided to gloss over this, but it was actually Snape who orchestrated the Seven Potters operation. More precisely, it was Dumbledore's portrait that conceived the plan, and Snape planted the idea in our old acquaintance Mundungus's mind. As you can see, even in death, Dumbledore continued to shape the course of events. Quote, "You will give Voldemort the correct date of Harry's departure from his relative's home," said Dumbledore. "Otherwise he will suspect you are not working for him. But you must plant the idea of decoys. I think it will ensure Harry's safety. Try confunding Mundungus Fletcher. And Severus, if you are forced to participate in the chase, act your part convincingly." Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Number 4. Falling into the same trap. Magic is incredibly diverse, ranging from simple hexes and pranks to spells of immense destructive power. It's such a complex science that even the most talented wizards sometimes fail to fully understand how it works, or outright refuse to accept the obvious, like Voldemort. Once the Dark Lord nearly perished by accidentally violating a magical contract. Lily Potter sacrificed her life to secure her son's safety, but Voldemort ignored this and attacked the child anyway. You know the outcome. If not for his Horcruxes, the villain would have been destroyed in that very moment by his own folly and short-sightedness. However, and this was omitted in the films, Voldemort made the same mistake again. Once more, he encountered ancient magic, refused to acknowledge its power, and entered into a magical contract he had no intention of honoring. Quote, "If you have not come to me within the hour and given yourself up, the battle will resume. At that point, I shall enter the fray myself, Harry Potter, and I shall find you, and I shall punish every last man, woman, and child who has tried to conceal you from me." 1 hour. Lord Voldemort, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. When Harry came to his greatest enemy and surrendered without defending himself, he essentially repeated his mother's sacrifice, granting protection to everyone at Hogwarts. By fulfilling his end of the bargain, Voldemort was bound to cease his assault on the castle. When he continued the attack, the protective magic took effect, or so Harry claimed. Quote, "You won't be killing anyone else tonight," said Harry as they circled each other, staring into each other's eyes. "You won't be able to kill any of them ever again. Don't you get it? I was ready to die to stop you from hurting these people." "But you didn't." "I meant to, and that's what did it. I've done what my mother did. They're protected from you. Haven't you noticed how none of your spells are binding? You can't torture them, you can't touch them. You don't learn from your mistakes, Riddle, do you?" Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Number 5. The profound legacy of the Marauders. The Marauders are legendary at Hogwarts. James Potter, Sirius Black, Remus Lupin, and Peter Pettigrew, 4 friends whose story is a novel in itself. Their adventures weren't just youthful pranks. They are a testament to a friendship that endured magic, danger, and even betrayal. Remus was a werewolf, rejected by society, but not by his friends. They achieved the impossible, secretly mastering magic to become animagi, all to stay by his side, even during the terrifying nights of transformation. James, Sirius, and Peter risked everything to become animagi. It was an incredible feat. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. They created the Marauders map, a true marvel of magic. The map showed the school, secret passages, and every inhabitant. It was the result of years of study, a genuine masterpiece. "I solemnly swear that I am up to no good." These words became the password to their world. James and Sirius always protected the weak. Once, James saved Snape. When Snape uncovered Lupin's secret, it nearly cost him his life. But James couldn't let that happen. James didn't save him for laughs. He simply couldn't watch someone die. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. But friendship couldn't prevent betrayal. Peter Pettigrew gave the Potters away to Voldemort, costing James and Lily their lives. Harry was left an orphan. Number 6. The Tragedy of the Weasley Twins. George Weasley never recovered from Fred's death. They were inseparable, from birth to their first prank and the last explosion in their shop. Losing his brother left a void that nothing could fill. He tried to laugh, but his laughter no longer sounded the same. It was as if a part of his soul had disappeared. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. The shop, Weasley's Wizard Wheezes, became unbearable. Every corner reminded him of Fred, his voice, his laughter, his jokes. George would visit, but he couldn't bring himself to work.
When he went in alone, the silence was deafening. The shop, once full of laughter, was now just a shadow of its past. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Ron stepped in to help. He knew George couldn't manage alone. Together they took on the shop. George forced himself to smile for customers, but every day was a battle. Ron didn't replace Fred, he was just there, and that was all George needed. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Work became therapy. George developed new products, but everything reminded him of the past. Every joke was born from pain. The shop no longer brought joy, only memories. Every new idea felt like an attempt to keep him here, just a little longer. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. One day George was alone in the shop. He looked at an old photo. Fred was smiling. In his mind he heard Fred's voice. "Don't pity yourself. You've still got surprises up your sleeve." These words brought him back to life. Number 7. The Secret of the Gaunts. The House of Gaunt is a story of darkness and decline. Once heirs of Slytherin, they prided themselves on pure-blood lineage and powerful magic. But their pride destroyed them. Cruelty, poverty, and hatred became their legacy. This is the family from which Voldemort came. We are Gaunts, heirs of Slytherin. This locket was ours. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Merope Gaunt, Tom Riddle's mother, lived in torment. Her father, Marvolo, and her brother Morphin despised her. They mocked her weakness and lack of magical talent. She grew up in an abusive home, terrified and broken. Her spirit was crushed long before she experienced life. Her father called her worthless. Her brother laughed at her magic. She was isolated, even in her own home. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Merope fell in love with Tom Riddle Sr., a muggle. Her feelings became her chance to escape. She used a love potion to be with him. But when the enchantment faded, Tom left her pregnant and alone. Her heart was shattered. He abandoned her. She was left alone, broken. Her life ended before it even began. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. She died giving birth to her son, Tom. He grew up in an orphanage, without love, without care. From a young age he was cruel. He hated muggles, but wizards didn't warm his heart either. He considered himself above everyone. Number 8. The Fate of Neville Longbottom. Neville Longbottom, a hero who rose from the shadows. At first, he was an awkward, quiet boy, often laughed at. But destiny had something greater in store for him. His life could have gone differently. Voldemort could have chosen Neville instead of Harry. But the Dark Lord's choice changed everything. He could have gone after you. He had a choice. But he chose you, Harry, because you were half-blood, and because he thought you were weaker. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Neville experienced pain early. His parents, heroes of the war, were tortured into insanity. Neville grew up with his grandmother, but the loss of his parents never left him. Every visit to them was a reminder of what he had lost. They looked at him without recognition, only smiling like he was a stranger.
Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. That pain made him stronger. In Order of the Phoenix, Neville began to change. He trained hard, studied spells, and his magic grew more powerful. Harry noticed it. Neville was no longer someone easily intimidated. When others faltered, Neville stood firm. He didn't back down, he gave us strength. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. When Harry, Ron and Hermione left Hogwarts, Neville became a leader. He led the resistance. Even under torture by Death Eaters, he never gave up. His bravery inspired others. Number 9. The Rebellion of Peeves. Peeves, the spirit of Hogwarts, was ignored by the films, but was a beloved part of the books. His antics always caused chaos, but they were also part of the school's magic. When Hogwarts was in danger, Peeves became its defender. In the battle for the school, he showed that even mischief could be heroic. "Give me a crossbow, Headmaster, and I'll make their lives hell," Peeves roared, clanging armor down the corridor. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. During the final battle, Peeves attacked the Death Eaters in his own way. He smashed chandeliers, hurled helmets, and distracted enemies. His chaos helped students and teachers alike. Peeves swooped overhead, swinging a massive chandelier. "Take that!" he shouted gleefully. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. But Peeves wasn't fighting just for fun. He was defending his home. Hogwarts was his place, and he wasn't going to give it up without a fight. Even those who thought of him as a mere prankster were stunned by his courage. The school was his home, and he defended it with such fury that no one expected it. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. During Umbridge's reign, Peeves became a symbol of resistance. When students were silent, he reminded them that no one could fully control the school. His chaos became their hope. Peeves, laughing madly, chased Umbridge down the hall, swinging a heavy stick. "For you, Professor McGonagall," he shouted. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. When Umbridge left Hogwarts, Peeves threw a spectacular show. He hurled inkpots and laughed so hard the walls shook. His joy became a symbol of victory over fear. Number 10. The Secrets of the Houses. The Hogwarts houses are the heart of the school. Each has its own character and strengths. But the films left Ravenclaw and Hufflepuff in the shadows. The books revealed their depth and importance. These houses are not only essential but also heroic. Every house has its role, its value. We are strong when united, not divided. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Ravenclaw is a symbol of wisdom and knowledge. Rowena Ravenclaw not only created the diadem, but also the educational system of Hogwarts. Her students always seek the truth, and her legacy lives on. The diadem of Ravenclaw enhanced the wisdom of its wearer. It was a symbol of the power of knowledge. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Luna Lovegood embodies the spirit of Ravenclaw. She's unconventional, but her intelligence and faith inspire others. In the Battle of Hogwarts, Luna proved that wisdom and bravery go hand in hand. She fought with such strength that no one could ignore her. Luna was strange, but her words and actions inspired more than anyone could have expected. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Hufflepuff represents loyalty and hard work. Helga Hufflepuff welcomed everyone willing to work hard and be loyal. Her students always stood together, especially in tough times. In the Battle of Hogwarts, they showed their strength. We Hufflepuffs don't seek glory, but when the time comes, we are always ready. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Cedric Diggory was the ideal Hufflepuff, honest, kind, and incredibly brave. His death during the Triwizard Tournament showed that even the kind-hearted are willing to sacrifice for others. Number 11. The Power of Magical Music. The music of the Phoenix is true magic. Fawkes, Dumbledore's loyal companion, was more than just a bird. His songs inspired, healed, and brought hope. In the books, this magic plays an essential role, but in the films it is barely explored. Harry felt a surge of strength as he listened to the Phoenix's song, as though the music filled him with hope. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
During the battle with the basilisk, Fawkes became Harry's salvation. His song filled the Chamber of Secrets with light and hope. Wounded and frightened, Harry found his resolve once more. The Phoenix's music banished fear. Fawkes's song did what words could not. It gave Harry the strength to keep going. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. When Harry was injured, Fawkes not only healed him with his tears. The bird's song restored Harry's confidence. It wasn't just help. It was a sign that he wasn't alone, that goodness was stronger. His wound healed, but the true magic was the music that filled him inside. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. The Phoenix's song wasn't limited to battles. It supported the Order of the Phoenix. When all seemed lost, this music helped them persevere. Fawkes reminded them that even in darkness, there is light. Number 12. The Legends of the Forbidden Forest. The Forbidden Forest is the heart of Hogwarts, full of secrets and magic. In the books, it is alive, ancient, and dangerous. The forest protects itself and its inhabitants. Every step within its bounds can change a person's fate. The forest does not forgive those who defile its secrets. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. The centaurs are proud and dangerous. They revere the forest and its laws. When Umbridge trespassed into their domain, the forest showed its power. The centaurs took her. The forest's wrath was swift and merciless. Her scream echoed through the trees, but the forest swallowed her without pity. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Acromantulas, the giant spiders, inspire terror. The forest is their home. Harry and Ron witnessed their strength firsthand. Aragog, the king of the Acromantulas, served as a reminder that the forest does not forgive weakness. Their eyes glowed in the darkness like lights surrounding their prey. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. For Hagrid, the forest is home. It was where he sheltered Grawp, his giant brother. The forest accepted Grawp, not as a monster, but as part of its nature. Grawp seemed enormous even here, but the forest sheltered him as one of its own. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. The forest doesn't just conceal, it protects. During the Battle of Hogwarts, the centaurs emerged from the shadows. Their arrows defended the castle. Even those who had stayed neutral joined to protect their home. That's all for now. Thank you for staying with me until the end. I hope this means you enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to like, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel.